Hey guys, today I just wanted to film a little update video. I guess, just for myself. Try and set myself little targets on my recovery, and filming a YouTube video for me is a big thing, and it takes a lot out of me, and I see it as an achievement if I can sit down and film one on this journey. So today I just wanted to cover just a few things, primarily just for myself, just the loneliness and isolation on this journey that I feel every day. All the symptoms I've been through the damage of these drugs, the suffering. One of the worst things for me is the isolation and just the loneliness and hopelessness I feel, just having to live every day, just suffering and just not being recognized, by 99.9% of society. Just having to live day by day, suffering from the after effects of these drugs, and just feel so lonely. It just feels like being behind jail for me, just being behind trap bars. You just got to sit there and watch everyone else get on with their lives while you're held back and you're healing from a neurological brain injury. And one of the worst things as well, that we get compared to people that just have a little bit of depression, or a little bit of anxiety. If I had depression or anxiety, if that's all I had, if I wasn't recovering from this neurological injury, I would be working full time, I'd be dating, I could possibly have a family. There's ways to work around it. It's not, it's not a debilitating iatrogenic illness, and I find it very humiliating when I'm just compared to someone who's depressed or anxious. I'm recovering from psych drug damage. It's just such a lonely journey. I just feel so alone. I'd recommend anyone in this situation of healing from psych drug damage to to get yourself a buddy in the community, to look online, find someone surviving antidepressants. I'm lucky enough that I've had, through making these YouTube videos, I've had people reach out to me and want to talk to me. When you have these buddies or these support buddies, these people are going to become like family to you. You're going to love them like your brothers and sisters, because they're always going to be there to listen, and they're going to understand the suffering and pain that you're going through. It's like looking through a mirror, speaking to each other. And these people are going to be the best support that you can have, sometimes even more than your family or your friends, just because of the recognition and love and respect you're going to have for each other. So I'd recommend, personally for myself, I'd recommend finding someone on your level of injury. I don't want to come across as a little bit you know, arrogant or whatever, but you know, there are levels to, you know, to this injury and levels of damage. You know, I don't want to recommend that you may speak to someone who's far ahead of you, or in the healing journey, because you might feel a bit discouraged, you know. Personally, for myself, I've had people, you know, that I've spoken to and told me they're in significant pain, and then within a few weeks or a month they're traveling internationally while I'm stuck in the house housebound. So, you know, ideally you want to find someone who's at your level, at your healing level, and you know, you can both support each other on your terms. But hey, you might just want someone to speak to, regardless of where they're at on their journey, of what they can or they can't do. You know, at the end of the day, on this journey of healing and recovery from psychiatric drugs, you know, it's such an incredible journey. It's such a transformational journey. You know, it's absolutely mind-bending what I've been through, but what I'm still going through every day. But you're going to have three main opinions of people on this journey. You're going to have the pharmaceutical companies, you're going to have the psychiatrists, and you're going to have the doctors. The pharmaceutical companies, you know, they know what these drugs are capable of. Their opinion is to have you on these drugs and to have you on for life, make you a lifelong customer. It's all about money and revenue for these guys. They're drug cartels, they're corrupt, and they're dangerous. They don't give a fuck if you're alive or dead. When Eli Lilly first brought on Prozac in 1988, and it was marketed as a wonder drug, you know, the chemical imbalance theory was sold, and you know, it was a marketer's dream, and people thought that these drugs were going to be the cure for depression, anxiety, and that was all a lie. Even back in 1988, Eli Lilly knew that these drugs long term were dangerous. You know, the long term benefits were not known, and akathisia and you know, all these horrific effects of these drugs were all sitting under the carpet and ghostwritten by writers and the like to market the product. So these guys are, in my opinion, they are very dangerous, these companies. Their minions, the psychiatrists, their job is to put you on these drugs. The DSM model is a load of hogwash. It's all guesswork. It's a pseudoscience. There's nothing scientific about it. There's no blood work or anything specific to diagnose a specific disorder. It's all a load of crap, in my opinion. And these psychiatrists are doing horrendous harm to people like me and millions of people around the world. And it's just fucking bullshit, and it should never have happened. Psychiatrists, their job is to put you on a drug, and keep you on a drug. They have no intention of taking you off. They don't know how to take you off. So, in their opinion, you're mentally ill and you take a drug for life. If you come off the drug and you experience protracted withdrawal or have any form of neurological injury, it's a new diagnosis, it's a new drug, and they polydrug you. It's a very dangerous, very, very dangerous way of doing business. These guys are criminals. the GPs or doctors aren't much better. In my opinion, I call them legalized drug dealers. They just dispense. Even having the right for these people to dispense antidepressants is crazy. These guys wouldn't even know what 99.9% of psych drugs do to their patients. Again, they have no idea how to take you off safely. It's just corrupt. My doctor, even though he's a well-meaning guy, he took me off 12 years of psychiatric drugs in 12 years and 4 weeks was his recommendation. That was in 2017. That could have killed me. It nearly did kill me. And I'm sitting here making YouTube videos to be a voice for the community and to give people a voice. I'm mere housebound, guys. And up there, 20 minutes away, he's sitting there dispensing drugs, making a living, having a family, getting paid 6 figures, and I'm sitting here on disability payments because of him. Is that fair? No, it's absolutely mind-bending and criminal, and should never happen. It's so cruel. Last but not least, we have the support of our friends and our family. A lot of people are very fortunate that they have families that support them and that will take them in and will advocate for them and believe them, and regarding their age, 20, 30, 40, 50, it doesn't matter. Regarding the time, it doesn't matter. They're going to be there, till their, child or cousin or whatever heals or gets well enough. Some people, some of us, we don't have that luxury. Some of us have to do this alone, have to taper these drugs alone, have to suffer alone because the support is not there. And I think a big part of this is due to how long it takes to recover. I first suffered my injury in 2017, went back on the drug and did a long taper, so I just don't think people believe that an injury or a drug injury can take so long to heal. So that's just the way it is. I know a lot of people out there struggling, having to taper off these drugs and do it alone because they're simply not believed. They're simply not believed. I've been very fortunate to have my younger brother look after me, help me in the final stages of my taper, final 3 or 4 months. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. He cooked for me and looked after me, and he's just an incredible kid. He currently has ME, the ME/CFS, and again, his condition is just not believed by our support network, because it's just a foreign condition. So that needs to change. These chronic illnesses and visible illnesses, they need to be talked about, and they need to be put out there on the world stage. Our friends, I've lost friends along the way, and I've made friends. I've made friends through the been through the support groups and whatnot, but you know, your true friends, your loyal friends, you know, their opinions on what's happened to you, it doesn't matter as long as they're there for you, and the people that love you and want you to do well will always be there, regardless of how long it takes. They want you to do well, and you know, even if that's a message every few months or whatever. And I'm lucky enough that I've still got a few friends out there that message me and, you know, support me. And even though I can't currently go and visit them and go out and do things I want to do, you know, they're always there to talk, and that's a loyal friend, and I'm lucky to have a few of those. And finally, it's our opinion of ourselves. At the end of the day, we're never going to beat the pharmaceutical companies because they're too big and too powerful. Psych drugs are always going to be on the market. You know, we can't beat them per se, but myself and you guys, as sufferers of iatrogenic illness, as sufferers that have been harmed from the drugs, I recommend all you guys to speak your truth, you know, to tell your truth and be loyal to yourself and what's happened to you. You know, you don't need to lie to people about what's happened to you. Tell yourself you've had a pharmaceutical injury, you've been injured by these drugs. Because that's the truth, that's what's happened. You know, be proud of yourself, that how far you've come. Be proud of yourself that you're still here battling through every day, even though it's uncomfortable and it's painful, you're still here. So I encourage every one of you guys to tell your truth. Tell your truth and never give up on the journey, and speak from the heart, because you're doing so bloody well. At the end of the day, guys, all we want is to be believed, to be validated. It's not much to ask, but at the end of the day, all we need to believe in is ourselves. And if we have belief in ourselves, we're gonna heal and get better. So that's what I've got to say today, guys. It's just a video there I thought I'd put together and see how it went. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Stay strong. Day by day. Small steps.